Hello and welcome to our first lesson on fractions. As you can see, we have two people who are not very happy. We're going to call this boy Tim and this boy Michael. Michael and Tim are brothers, but they don't seem to be getting along. Here we have a lovely juicy apple on the table. Tim and Michael both want the apple. However, they believe that it is all or nothing, that either Tim is going to get it or Michael's going to get it, and one person is going to miss out. These brothers do not have to do that, and we know that sharing is caring. So we're going to do a bit of sharing here. You may have done something like this before with your own siblings or buddies, where you have an item that you want to split up and divide between two or more people. In order to make Tim and Michael both get the apple, we can split our apple into two equal parts. We've now split our apple into two parts. On this side we have one part, on this side we have another part. 1 plus 1 equals 2. As you can see now, both these frowns have been turned upside down. Both boys are now happy. We now have an apple section and another apple section. If we have the whole apple, we can write it as 2 parts of 2. Say for example you have a test and you want to answer some questions. The test has 2 questions. Question 1, what is the capital of Ireland? Answer, Dublin. Question 2, what is the longest river in Ireland? The Shannon River. And maybe when your test is corrected, you will get a tick for Dublin and a tick for the Shannon River. Therefore, we can say that in the test there was 2 questions and you got 2 right. If Tim got all of the apple that was cut up, he would have gotten 2 pieces of the 2 parts cut up. If Michael had done the same, he would have gotten 2 pieces of the apple cut up. However, instead, to keep everybody happy, Tim got 1 piece of 2 and Michael got 1 piece of 2. So, let's apply this now to number. If we have 1 whole, that means our number is 1. We can split this number into 2 parts. When we split a number into 2 parts, we have 1 part and another. And if we add both parts, we're back to 2 parts. And if we had 2 parts to start off with, we now are back to 1. I always like to think about treasure when it comes to collecting parts of a whole number. As you can see, in our last story, we had 2 parts. In this situation, our pirate has 4 parts of treasure to collect. I'm going to follow the trail all the way to the treasure. I found the first piece of treasure. Let's add this to the treasure slot. Now I have 1 piece of 4. The reason I have only 1 piece of 4 is because there are 3 other pieces that I need to collect. Let's keep going. X marks the spot. We found more treasure. This time we have 2 parts of 4. X marks the spot. Let's collect this treasure. Now we have 3 parts of 4. Let's continue to collect the last piece of treasure. Now we have 4 parts of 4. We now have the whole treasure. We can now return home and our task is complete. 1 whole is the treasure. If we have 2 parts of treasure, we have collected all the treasure. If, however, we can only find 1 part of the 2 parts, we have got half. Let's now figure out what we call 4 parts of treasure. If we write this now, we can say we had 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 parts of 4 or 3 quarters, and we had 4 parts of 4. We now have all the treasure, which equals 1. I want you to observe something. If I get 2 parts of 4, I've actually got half. And if I get another 2 parts of 4, I have gotten the other half. Now we can say that half is the same as 2 parts of 4 or 2 quarters. We're going to call this word a quarter of it. That means our number, our whole number, whether that's 1 or another number,
has been split into 4 equal parts.